Good afternoon, students. Am I audible to you? Okay, fine. So, in the last, we had completed up to this mode transfer as well as this priority interrupt and two method pooling and daisy chain. As well as we had seen this input output processor IOP. Now today we'll see how CPU and between CPU and IOP we can establish the connection, that what are the types of communication will be held at a time of IOP and CPU working. Again, CPU and IOP is nothing but two types of processor, and here we'll directly communicate this processor with the memory, right? So that is kind of DMA visualization will take place. So the first operation that will take place towards this IOP is that CPU send one instruction to test IOP path, right? So IOP, in order to that, IOP will respond by inserting some of the status word towards the memory. So what type of status word IOP can initiate towards the memory? Like condition like whether our device is busy with some another transfer, whether our device is ready for IO transformation or not. So this type of status word detail IOP will generate, and that CPU will refer that status word in the memory, and again it will be decide what to do next. So if that status is okay received by the CPU, it will decide that okay, will carry forward with some instruction. So that means that send start IO instruction towards the IOP. So CPU will give signal to the IOP that okay, you can start some transformation with respect to input and output. So in that order, CPU send that instruction to start some IO instruction, right? So that memory address received with that instruction, and that will be tell that where to find respective IO program. Okay, so once IOP will get green flag from the CPU, right? IOP will start working by taking some memory address on which IOP can start its own execution. Okay, so here IOP will execute its own program, and at the same time CPU will continues with some another task. So you can see here at the same time both the processor are busy with some different tasks. That means at the same time we'll able to execute two parallel process in different memory, and those process can approach memory as an individual module and in a simultaneous manner. Okay, so here CPU will continue with another program, and here it will be conduct some IO transfer using DMA, right? That means here in the IOP program, we'll do some input output transformation. So as we are directly approaching memory, so that will be treated as an I as an DMA, right? And once we are done with that transformation, we'll generate some status report, like whether we had completed or some error generated or it is pending or anything else. Okay, and that after completion of that, it will request to interrupt the CPU. Why IOP will request to interrupt the CPU? Just to have, just CPU will take acknowledge to this particular process. So for that purpose, it will generate some interrupt towards the CPU. So CPU respond to that particular interrupt by issuing one instruction, and that will be read IOP status. Okay. So whenever IOP has prepared some status report, it will generate some interrupt towards the CPU. So CPU will get those status report, and for that it will be interrupted with help of some read command. So that read command will read the status report which is generated by the IOP. Okay, fine. After that, in that status, CPU will get some information like whether task has completed or it has some error or anything else, right? So after that, that IOP will respond by placing that particular content in the status report and in some specific memory location, right? And whatever is that status report and whatever is that updated memory location, that information will again send towards the CPU, right? So CPU will generate that whether IO operation are successfully completed without error or not, and that will transfer this status. Okay, if there is some new process, then you may continue with that new process. So is it fine for you? Please reply any query in this IOP. Okay. Fine. So this question can be asked like, what do you mean by IOP and state, or you can say draw the flow chart to have a communication between CPU and IO. Just a minute. Okay, so after that, the next is serial communication and its type of communication. So now make sure here we are simply discussing what type of communication mode of transformation we had did, right? But we are simply discussing serial communication, not the parallel communication, right? So whenever we'll need to have communication between two devices, there's three type of communication we can place. Okay, so you might have learned this thing in your computer network subject, right? Very simple topic. Three type of communication: simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. So see, in the simplex, we are only able to have the communication between one to another, right? Will not have vice versa communication. So here one terminal will always treated as a source and another will always treated as a destination. Okay, so see over here, terminal A is treated as a source and B is treated as a destination. Will not able to have vice versa, like we are only able to transfer from A to B but not from B to A. Okay, so that is the limitation in that case. So this will treated as a simplex serial communication where we'll only transforming from A to B, A to B, right? So there is at a back we are not able to get any acknowledgement from the B. So that is the limitation. Now in the second type, that is with respect to half duplex. So in the half duplex will able to transfer in either direction but not at the same time, not simultaneously. See, initially if we are transforming from A to B, so at that time B is working as a destination and B cannot be source at the same time. Once we are able to get data from the A, after that we might initiate some transformation from the B, right? So at that time we'll able to transfer content from B to A like this, but not at the same time. So uh, that idea is treated as a half duplex, right? Where one by one a terminal can be source as well as it can be destination, but not at the same time. Okay. And in the third way, that is the about the full duplex. So in the full duplex, at the same time, both the terminal can be source as well as it can be destination, right? So here see, terminal A can send as well as it can receive the data at the same time. So this type of communication can be placed simultaneously. Okay, where A is also worked as a source as well as it can be worked as a destination. Okay. So any query in this topic? Okay. Fine. Now only just we need to discuss this thing in a brief. Like if we want to have serial communication, which application layer is working and how it can establish that particular communication. So you can see over here in the communication protocol what it means and what is the working of that particular protocol. The purpose of our data link layer, or you can say data link protocol, is to establish and terminate a connection between two stations. Obviously it will be established as well as it will be terminate that connection, as well as along with that connection to identify the sender and receiver, to ensure that all messages are passed correctly, as well as it will be received, as well as there is no error, and it will also handle all control function that involved in the function of data transfer. Okay, so these are the working of our data link protocol related to communication between sender and receiver. Now, this protocol is divided into two major categories according to message framing technique. So, both the technique is having different formation of message. That is the major difference, right? One is BISYNC, that is byte oriented protocol, and second is bit oriented protocol. So bit oriented protocol called as HDLC or SDLC, and byte oriented protocol called BISYNC. So this two slide, simply you need to remember, right? You just need to understand, you are not required to go in depth, just what is the format of this particular protocol and what are the different fields. So see here, in this binary synchronized communication, that is that is produced or identified by the IBM. What do you mean by this STX and ETX? STX and ETX are nothing but you can consider as a starting and ending of our text, right? Use of this particular STX and just a minute. STX and ATX is the start of text and end of text. After that, SYN, that is synchronized character, are used that whether it will be started properly or not, whatever message we want to send. And it will be followed by this SOH, that is nothing but the starting part of our header data, right? And here we are uh, storing the header part of our message, right? Right, and after that the header consists of address and control information of your particular message. Okay, so that this is in case of binary synchronous communication, and here it is for the second one, that is bit oriented protocol, for which we are using HDLC, stands for high level data link protocol, data link control. Okay, so this is the format for this particular protocol. Beginning sequence, after that header, body part, CRC, that is for just to check some error, checksum, and after that ending sequence. Okay. In-depth question will not ask from this, so you can take a note of this. Fine. So any query up to this? So here we are done with this chapter, right? And here is the list of question. Yes, make sure these are not the IMP question, but possible question that can be asked, right? So meanwhile, Ami, enrollment number, Anjali, Anushri, Ayush, Bhavya,
Yes, ma'am.
number please. Whatever is speaking, please number. Bhavya, Chintan, please unmute yourself and reply. Chirag, Unmute yourself and reply.
Yes, ma'am. Present 113.
Darshan, unmute and reply. Divyansh, I am saying unmute and then reply. Those who are writing in the chat box, I will not consider. At least once in a semester, try to unmute yourself, yaar. I haven't asked any question throughout the same. Divyansh, Drashti,
Yes, ma'am.
don't write yes ma'am, don't say yes ma'am. I want your enrollment number. How I can fill your attendance? In prior, I had given you instruction that tell me your enrollment number, but definitely you were not there. So how you can get? So does I need to speak this instruction in prior to taking each and every name individual? Hardish,
161.
Hitansh,
43.
Hinal, Isha,
61, ma'am.
Chanvi,
57.
Jai, Kandar.
1.
Yes, Jai.
20 series 1 roll number 92020.
Okay. Kandar,
34.
Kirtan, Kunj,
34 D2D, madam.
Kushal. Unmute yourself and reply. Madhavan,
59, ma'am.
Class.
Milan,
45.
Nancy,
Ma'am, 919 series, roll number 1.
Nandit,
D2D 27, ma'am.
Nilesh,
42.
Palak,
8.
Parth,
60.
Pooja,
56.
Prachi,
104.
Pranav,
62, madam.
Prachi, what is your number? 10.
104, ma'am.
Okay, get it. Yes, Pranav, please one more time.
Yes, ma'am. 62.
Okay. Prince, Priyansh,
13.
Rahil,
Ma'am, 919 series roll number 2.
Rahul,
And rule number 24.
Raj,
23, ma'am.
Richa,
Ma'am, 15.
Ritesh,
58.
Sachin, Sachin, I am not getting. Shivanand,
Yes, ma'am, present. 21.
Sachin, I am not getting. Shivangi,
149, ma'am.
Shreya,
Yes, ma'am. D2D 51.
D2D,
51.
okay. Shyam, okay,
04.
Sachin, 04. Siddharth,
63, ma'am.
Siraj,
D2D 26.
Tanzil, Swati,
Yes, ma'am. 165.
Tarun,
29.
Tulsi,
Yes, ma'am. 49.
Vani,
Yes, ma'am. 53.
Vedant,
Yes, ma'am. 30 D2D 30.
Ma'am, did you take my name? Actually, I got a network issue.
obviously
It's
I take
Tanzil.
your name
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry, I just didn't
because
heard.
I am
Yeah,
at
ma'am.
a
It's
weak
9.
series.
Ma'am, my attendance is done.
One more time,
3
Vedant is 30. Yes, done.
D2D, ma'am.
Done.
Thank you.
Viraj, Viraj, your voice is breaking. Yash,
Ma'am, 14. Viraj.
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
91627. Yes.
Okay. Yash, okay, Yash is done. Yashvi
66, ma'am.
and Yojit.
33, ma'am.
So any query in this list of question? If you are unable to identify what to write in any of the question, then just let me know. Yes or
Ma'am,
no? Any query?
ma'am, 46 present.
No, Anjali, when I had asked your name, you were not there. Even you people are starting replying after 2 to 3 minutes.
No,
So
ma'am. I
that
have
you might
replied
get
at the name
notification
of the time
from
only, ma'am.
somewhere. No, Anjali. I am here only.
Ma'am, actually, I was here only because you took the name I wrote in the chat box. I was not knowing that I have to speak. That was the first name I was having. So,
No, before your name I had spoke Ami.
ma'am, she didn't respond. So I wrote my enrollment number.
Ma'am, I also wrote on the chat box. I was not knowing who to speak. We have to speak.
No, very good
So please,
excuse.
ma'am.
Whenever I am taking attendance, everyone please listen. You need to unmute yourself and reply. Because most of the time you are getting attendance and even I am not taking your attendance like this. You all are writing your name, even you are joining at a last minute, even though I am taking considering your attendance, right? So sometimes
Ma'am,
you
I
need
am
to
attending
follow
all the
instruction
lectures.
given by faculties. Please keep quiet. I am giving you some instruction, not to you, Anjali or Ami, to everyone, those who are present. So at least you need to remember that criteria that at least once in a while I am taking attendance. At that time, most of always you were not present. Only 2 to 3 people are replying. So that means you were not present. But if you want attendance, you need to unmute yourself. And Anjali, I had already marked you present. So no need to worry. Fine. So I am asking related to this chapter, any query, then you may ask. Otherwise, as usual, you can leave. From my side, now one chapter is left.